May our Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be with us. Then the reign of the heavens shall be compared to then the reign of the heavens shall be compared to 10 maidens who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom, and 5 of them were wise and 5 foolish. Those who were foolish, having taken their lamps, took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their containers with their lamps. Now while the bridegroom took time, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight a cry was heard, See, the bridegroom is coming, go out to meet him. Then all those maidens rose up and trimmed with their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, Give us of your oil, because our lamps are going out. But the wise answered, saying, No, indeed, there would not be enough for us, and you instead go to those who sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. And later the other maidens also came, saying, Master, Master, open up for us. But he answering said, Truly I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, because you do not know the day nor the hour in which the Son of Adam is coming. For it is like a man going from home, who was called his own servants. For it is like a man going from home, who was called his own, who called his own servants and delivered his possessions to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability, and went from home. And he who had received the 5 talents went and worked with them, and made another 5 talents. In the same way, he with the 2 also, he gained 2 more. But he who had received the 1 went away and dug in the ground and hid the silver of his master. And after a long time, the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. See, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. And his master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little. I shall set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. Then he who had received 2 talents came and said, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. See, I have gained 2 more talents besides them. His master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little. I shall set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And the one who had received the talent also came and said, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And being afraid, I went and hid your talent in the ground. See, you have what is yours. And his master answering said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. Then you should have put my silver with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore take away the talent from him, and give it to him who possesses 10 talents. For to everyone who possesses more shall be given, and he shall have overflowingly. But from him who does not possess, even what he possesses shall be taken away. And throw the worthless servant out into the outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And when the Son of Adam comes in his esteem, and all the set apart messengers with him, then he shall sit on the throne of his esteem, and all the nations shall be gathered before him. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd separates his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then the sovereign shall say to those on his right hand, Come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the reign prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. For I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. Then the righteous shall answer him, saying, Master, when did we see you hungry, and we fed you, or thirsty, and gave you to drink? And when did we see you a stranger, and took you in, or naked, and clothed you? And when did we see you sick, or in prison, and we came to you? And the sovereign shall answer and say to them, Truly I say to you, and so far as you did it to one, or truly I say to you, and so far as you did it to one of the least of these my brothers, you did it to me. He shall then also say to those on the left hand, Go away from me, accursed ones, into the everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his messengers. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not take me in. Was naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me. Then they also shall answer him, saying, Master, when did we see you hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not serve you? Then he shall answer them, saying, Truly I say to you, and so far as you did not do it to one of the least of these. Then he shall answer them, saying, Truly I say to you, in so far as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into everlasting life. Amen. And it came to be, when Yahushua ended all these words, he said to his taught ones, You know that after 2 days the Pesach takes place, and the son of Adam is to be delivered up to be impaled. Then the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people came together at the court of the high priest, who was called Quayaphah, and plotted to seize Yahushua by trickery and kill him. But they said, Not at the festival, lest there be an uproar among the people. And when Yahushua was in Beth Anya, at the house of Shimon the leper, a woman came to him, having an alabaster flask of costly perfume, and she poured it on his head as he sat at the table. And when his taught ones saw it, they were much displeased, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this perfume could have been sold for much and given to the poor. However, when Yahushua noticed it, he said to them, Why do you trouble the woman? For she has done a great work toward me. For you always have the poor with you, but me you do not have always. Facts. For in pouring this perfume on my body, she did it for my burial. Truly I say to you, wherever this good news is proclaimed in all the world, what this woman has done shall be spoken of also to our remembrance. Then I kind of believe that he had got that poured on him as well, because he was going to be resurrected in the 3 days, so that his body didn't stink. That's just what I thought was putting on my heart. I mean, that's just what I perceived that, or Spirit put on my heart to just say. Then one of the 12 called Yehuda from Korayath went to the chief. Then one of the 12 called Yehuda from Korayath went to the chief priest and said, What would you give me to deliver him to you? And they counted out to him 30 pieces of silver. That's sad. He did it for 30 pieces of silver. That's just ridiculous. Any amount is just ridiculous. This whole thing is just ridiculous. And from then on, he was seeking an occasion to deliver him up. And on the first day of unleavened bread, that the taught ones came to Yahushua, saying to him, Where do you hope us to prepare for you to eat the Pesach? And he said, Go into the city to a certain man, and say to him, The teacher says, My time is near. I am to perform the Pesach at your house with my taught ones. And the taught ones did as Yahushua had ordered them, and prepared the Pesach. And when evening came, he sat down with the 12. And while they were eating, he said, Truly I say to you, one of you shall deliver me up. And they were deeply grieved, and began to say to him, each of them, Master, is it I? And he answering said, He who has dipped his hand with me in the dish, he shall deliver me up. Indeed, the Son of Adam goes as it has been written concerning him. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Adam is delivered up. It would have been good for that man if he had not been born. And Yehuda, he who delivered him up, answering said, Rabbi, is it I? He said to him, You have said it. He just told him, bro. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread, and having blessed, broke and gave it to the tall ones, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And taking the cup and giving thanks, he gave it to them, saying, Drink from it, all of you. For this is my blood, that of the renewed covenant, which is shed for many for the forgiveness of sins. But I say to you, I shall certainly not drink of this fruit of the vine from now on, to that day when I drink it anew with you in the reign of my Father. Amen. And having sung a song, they went out to the mount. They went out to the Mount of Olives. And Yahushua said to them, All of you shall stumble in me this night, for it has been written, I shall strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered. Amen. Wow, man, this is prophecy. But after I have been raised, I shall go before you into Galilee. And Kepha answering said to him, Even if all stumble in you, I shall never stumble. Yahushua said to him, Truly I say to you, that this night before the cock crows, you shall deny me 3 times. Kepha said to him, Even if I have to die with you, I shall not deny you. All the tall ones said the same too. And Yahushua, and believe this, all the tall ones said the same too. You feel me? Then Yahushua came with them to a place called Gethsemane. But understand this as well. It's easy to talk. It's so easy to just say, I could just sit here and just say 100 bazillion things, bro. For me to do this stuff, bro, that's hard, bro. You can talk about fasting all day. For you to do that, it's hard. For me to even say, as our Father's putting on my heart now, a challenge to read a book. An entire one of these books, every day, for 7 days straight. That's the challenge I'm putting out here to all the true brothers and sisters, the Yehudim, that are, worthy. Show yourself approved, because I've been humbled these past few days. I get humbled every day, as one of the prophets said before. I believe I was reading in Psalms or Proverbs, Every day I wake up and just get rebuked, you know, get reproof, you know, like our Father in heaven rebukes and reproofs me, you know, he catches me, he allows me to see where I'm slipping at, because that's what I love, you know, you'll tell me where I'm slipping at so I can turn it up. If we need to turn it up, this is what I need to do, that's what I need to do. I'm going to turn up for the kingdom of heaven. This is what we need to do, this is what we need to do, this is what it is, and said to the tall ones, sit here while I go over there and pray. And he took with him Kepha and the two sons of Zebediah, and he began to be grieved and deeply distressed. Then he said to them, my being is exceedingly grieved, even to death. Stay here and watch with me. And going forward a little, he fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not as I desire, but as you desire. And he came to the tall ones and found them asleep, and said to Kepha, so were you not able to watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, lest you enter into trial. The spirit indeed is eager, but this flesh is weak. I was feeling like this heavily, bro. The spirit indeed is eager, but the flesh is weak. Again, he went away a second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it is impossible for this to pass unless I drink it, let your desire be done. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them, went away again, and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then he came to his tall ones and said to them, still sleeping and taking rest? See, the hour has come near, and the Son of Adam is delivered up into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. See, he who delivers me up has come near. And while he was still speaking, see, Yehuda, one of the 12, with a large crowd with swords and clubs, came from the chief priests and elders of the people. And he who was delivering him up gave them a sign, saying, whoever I kiss, it is he. Seize him. And going straight up to Yahushua, he said, greetings, Rabbi, and kissed him. And Yahushua said to him, friend, why have you come? Then they came and laid hands on Yahushua and seized him. And look, one of those with Yahushua put out his hand and drew his sword, and striking the servant of the high priest, he cut off his ear. And Yahushua said to him, return your sword to its place, for all who take the sword shall die by the sword. All who take the fist shall die by the fish. You want to kill people with your fish, you're going to die by your fish. You want to kill people with the gun, you're going to die by the gun. Whatever you choose to kill by, that's how you're going to die by. Or do you think that I am not able to pray to my Father now, and he shall provide me with more than 12 legions of messengers, angels? How then would the scriptures be filled that it has to be this way? In that hour Yahushua said to the crowds, have you come out as against a robber with swords and clubs to arrest me? Daily I sat with you teaching in the set apart place, and you did not seize me. But all this came to be so that the scriptures of the prophets might be filled. Then all the tall ones left him and fled, and those who had seized Yahushua led him away to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were gathered together. But Caiaphas followed him at a distance to the courtyard of the high priest, and he went in and sat with the servants to see the end. And the chief priests and the elders and all the council were seeking false witness against Yahushua to put him to death, but found none. Although many false witnesses came forward, they found none. But at last 2 false witnesses came forward and said, this one said, I am able to destroy the dwelling place of Elohim and build it in 3 days. And the high priest stood up and said to him, have you no answer to make? What do these witnesses against you? But Yahushua remained silent. So the high priest said to him, I put you to oath by the living Elohim that you... Okay, we're good. I put you to oath by the living Elohim that you say to us, if you are the Messiah, the son of Elohim. Yahushua say to him, you have said it. Besides, I say to you, from now on, you shall see the Son of Adam sitting at the right hand of the power, and coming on the clouds of the heavens. Then the high priest tore his garments, saying, he has blasphemed. Why do we need any more witness? See, now you have heard his blasphemy. What do you think? And they answering said, he is liable to death. Then they spat in his face and beat him, and others slapped him. This is even hard to read, bro. Saying, prophesy to us, Messiah. Who was the one who struck you? And Caiaphas sat outside in the courtyard, and a servant girl came to him, saying, and you were with Yahushua of Galilee. But he denied it before them all, saying, I do not know what you say. And as he was going out into the porch, another girl saw him and said to those there, and this one was with Yahushua of Nazareth. But again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while, those who stood by came to him and said to Kepha, truly you are one of them too, for even your speech gives you away. Then he began to curse and to swear, saying, I do not know the man. And immediately a cock crowed. And Kepha remembered the word of Yahushua, who had said to him, before a cock crows, you shall deny me 3 times. And going out, he wept bitterly. I feel that. And morning, having come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Yahushua, so as to put him to death. And having bound him they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Then Yehuda, he who delivered him up, having seen that he had been condemned, repented, returned the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and to the elders, saying, I have sinned in delivering up innocent blood. And they said, What is that to us? You see to it. And throwing down the pieces of silver in the dwelling place, he left and went and hanged himself. And the chief priest took the silver pieces and said, It is not right to put them into the treasury, seeing they are the price of blood. It says here in this interpretation that he repented, but he also wouldn't hang himself. So that's up to the answer. That's up to our Father in heaven. And the chief priest took the silver pieces and said, It is not right to put them into the treasury, seeing they are the price of blood. So they took counsel and brought with them the potter's field for the burial of strangers. Therefore that field has been called the field of blood until today. Then was filled what was spoken by Yirmiyahu the prophet, saying, And they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him who was pierced, on whom they of the children of Israel set a price, and gave them for the potter's field, as our Father in heaven had ordered me. And Yahushua stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Are you the sovereign of the Yehudim? And Yahushua said to him, You say it. And as he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he answered not. Then Pilate said to him, Do you not hear how much they witness against you? And he did not answer him, not one word. So that the governor wondered much. And at the festival the governor used released the crowd one prisoner whom they hoped, and they had then a well-known prisoner called Barabbas. So when they were assembled, Pilate said to them, Whom do you hope I release to you, Barabbas or Yahushua, who was called Messiah? For he knew that because of envy they had delivered him up. And as he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent to him, saying, Have none at all to do with that righteous man, for I have suffered him much today in a dream because of him. And she's speaking about Barabbas. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the crowds that they should ask for Barabbas and to destroy Yahushua. And the governor answering said to them, Which of the two do you hope I release to you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate said to them, What then shall I do with Yahushua, who is called Messiah? They all said to him, Let him be impaled. And the governor said, Indeed, what evil has he done? And they were crying out all the more, saying, Let him be impaled. And when Pilate saw that he was getting nowhere, but rather an uproar was starting, he took water and washed his hands before the crowd, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this righteous one. You shall see to it. He gonna say he innocent of it, but he's the one that could have stopped the whole thing. And all the people answering said, His blood be on us and on our children. Then he released Barabbas. It's just prophecy though, to them. But having Yahushua, then he released Barabbas to them. But then he released Barabbas to them. But having Yahushua whipped, he delivered him over to be impaled. Then the soldiers of the governor took Yahushua into the court and gathered the entire company of soldiers around him. And having stripped him, they put a scarlet robe on him, and plating a crown of thorns. They put it on his head, and a reed in his right hand. And they knelt down before him and mocked him, saying, Greetings, sovereign of the Yehudim. And spitting on him, they took the reed and struck him on the head. And when they had mocked him, they took the robe off him. This is so sad. Then put his own garments on him and led him away to be impaled. And as they were going out, they found a man of Cyrene, Shema'an by name. They compelled him to bear his stake. And when they came to a place called Golgotha, that is to say, place of a skull, they gave him wine mixed with bile to drink. And after tasting it, he would not drink it. And having impaled him, they divided his garments, casting lots, that it might be filled what was spoken by the prophet. They divided my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. And sitting down, they guarded him there, and they put up over his head the writing charge. And they put up over his head the written charge against him. This is Yahushua, the sovereign of the Yehudim. Then 2 robbers were impaled with him, one on the right and another on the left. And those passing by were blaspheming him, shaking their heads. I'm shaking my head at y'all. And saying, You who destroyed the dwelling place and build it in 3 days, save yourself. If you are the son of Elohim, come down from the stake. And likewise the chief priests with the scribes and elders mocking said, He saved others. Okay, we're still good. He saved others. He is unable to save himself. If he is the sovereign of Israel, let him now come down from the stake, and we shall believe him. He trusted in Elohim. Let him risk he trusted in Elohim, let him rescue him. Now if he trusted in Elohim, let him rescue him. Now if he desires him, for he said, I am the son of Elohim. And also the robbers who were impaled with him reviled him, saying the same. And from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Yahushua cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is my El, why have you forsaken me? This is so sad. Some of those standing there, having heard, said, this one caused Eliyahu. I don't know why I don't know how to pronounce it. Hold on. Eliyahu. And immediately one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with sour wine and put it on a reed and gave it to him to drink. But the rest said, leave it. Let us see if Eliyahu comes to save him. And Yahushua cried out again with a loud voice and gave up his spirit. And see the veil of the dwelling place was torn into from top to bottom, and the earth was shaken, and the rocks were split, and the tombs were open, and many bodies of the set apart ones who had fallen asleep were raised. And coming out of the tombs after his resurrection, they went into the set apart city and appeared to many. And when the captain and those with him who were guarding Yahushua saw the earthquake and all that took place, that they feared exceedingly, saying, truly this was the son of Elohim. And many women who followed Yahushua from Galilee, attending him, were there watching from a distance, among whom were Miriam from Magdala, and Miriam the mother of Jacob, and Joseph, and the mother of Zebediah his son. And when evening came, there came a rich man from Ramathaim named Joseph, who himself had also become a tall one of Yahushua. He went to Pilate and asked for the body of Yahushua. Then Pilate commanded the body to be given. And having taken the body, Joseph wrapped it in clean linen and laid it in his new tomb, which he had hewn out of the rock. And he rolled a large stone against the door of the tomb, and went away. And Miriam from Magdala was there, and the other Miriam sitting opposite the tomb on the next day, which was after the preparation. The chief priests and Pharisees gathered together to Pilate, saying, Master, we remember while he was still alive how that deceiver, they're going to still say he's that deceiver, like, how the deceiver said, after 3 days I am raised. Command then that the tomb be safeguarded until the day. They're going to safeguard the tomb. Can't safeguard the tomb from the angels coming down. What y'all going to do? Command then that the tomb be safeguarded until the 3rd day, lest his taught ones come by night and steal him away, and should say to the people, he was raised from the dead, and the last deception shall be worse than the first. So Pilate said to them, you have a watch, go safeguard as it is at it as. So Pilate said to them, you have a watch, go safeguard it as you know how. And then Pilate gonna let them go do that. And they went and safeguarded the tomb, tilling the stone and setting the watch. But late in the Sabbath, as it was dawning into day, one of the weak, Miriam from Magdala, and the other Miriam came to see the tomb. And see, there was a great earthquake, for a messenger of our Father in heaven came down out of heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat on it. And his appearance was like lightning, and his garments as white as snow. And the guards trembled for fear. Yeah, it's like the Holy Spirit just put on my heart to say. And the guards trembled for fear of him and became like dead men. Yeah, he came down. His appearance was like lightning, and his garments as white as snow. And the guards trembled for fear, talking about, we're going to watch over the tomb for fear of him, and became like dead men. And the messenger responding said to the woman, do not be afraid, for I know that you seek Yahushua, who was impaled. He is not here, for he was raised, as he said. Come see the place where the master lay, and go quickly, say to his taught ones that he was raised from the dead, and see, he is going before you to Galilee. There you shall see him. See, I have told you. And they left the tomb quickly with fear and great joy, and ran to report to his taught ones. And as they were going to report to his taught ones, see, Yahushua met them, saying, greetings. And they came and held him. Hold on. And as they were going to report, to his taught ones, see, Yahushua met them, saying, greetings. And they came and held him by the feet and did bow to him. Then Yahushua said to them, do not be afraid. Go report to my brothers to go to Galilee, and they shall see me there. And while they were going, some of the watch, having gone into the city, reported to the chief priests all that took place. And when they had come together with the elders and taken counsel, they gave enough silver to the soldiers, saying, say that hold on. And when they had come together with the elders and taken counsel, they gave enough silver to the soldiers, saying, say that his taught ones came at night and stole him away while we slept. They said, wait, what? And when they had come together with the elders and taken counsel, they gave enough silver to the they bribed them. And they gave enough silver to the soldiers, saying, say that his taught ones came at night and stole him away while we slept. These guys is corny, man. And if this shall be reported to the governor, we shall win him over and keep you out of trouble. And having taken the silver, they did as they were instructed. And this account was widely spread among the Yehudim to this day. And the 11 taught ones went away into Galilee to the mountain which Yahushua had appointed for them. And when they saw him, they bowed to him, but some doubted. And Yahushua came up and spoke to them, saying, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Therefore go and make taught ones of all the nations, immersing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the set apart Spirit. May our Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit be with us. Amen. Teaching them to guard all that I have commanded you, and see, I am with you always until the end of the age. Amen. Woo! Let's go, brothers and sisters. Bodily exercise profits little. We gonna go get that little profit right now. I don't know where I just put my bookmark at, but yeah. We're going to continue that 500 squats. I didn't post yesterday's because I was like, hold on, I got to post the scriptures first. Father, humble me. Father, let me know something. You feel me? Now it's time to turn up for the kingdom of heaven. This is what it is. Let's go. Let's get this money. Let's get this spiritual money. Let's get this bread. Let's get this money, yo. Let's go. I'm hyped right now. I'm ready to keep going. I'm ready to keep going hard. Tomorrow, Father willing, we're going to finish markup right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Tomorrow, Father willing, we're going to finish markup. Let's go. Let's get this money. Love you all, brothers and sisters. Hopefully I find my bookmark when I cancel the video. May our Father, my Son, and Holy Spirit be with us. Turn up for the kingdom of heaven. Let's go. Let's get this money.